Hello guys and welcome to my new video, and today we'll answer a lifelong question. Can shamans do a Mythic plus beyond plus 15? And the answer might surprise you guys. It might surprise you. So let's go and have a look at Resto Shaman, best corruptions for raid and Mythic plus content, and let's go and start with the raid. So first of all, I'm really excited to be doing this video because quite frankly I've been having an excessive amount of fun with Resto Shaman in Mythic plus. I know I have not gone crazy, but I've been playing a lot of Mythic plus on my Resto Shaman, mainly because of the build that I kind of started to mess around with corruptions. But like I mentioned, we're looking at raid setup, and in raids, again, if you're a Resto Shaman who's going all into raiding scene, severe or crit stacking is going to be the way to go. If you're a Resto Shaman who likes Mythic plus, versatility stacking is going to be the way to go, because crit stacking is very, and I wanna highlight this, is very poor for Resto Shaman in Mythic plus, especially if you want to DPS with your Igneous Potential Lava Burst procs and things like that, especially if you rely on your healing surge. So you cannot have one build that's going to be insanely good for everything. You're going to have to compromise. If you're a Resto Shaman who likes PvP, versatility stacking is probably going to be the way to go, because versatility stacking is going to be really good in Mythic plus, it's going to be really good in PvP, and it's going to be somewhat decent in raids. But like I mentioned, if you want to optimize raids, severe crit stacking is going to be the way to go. So here's the top performing Resto Shaman logs in Nihiloted right now in raid situations. You can see some insane HPS numbers because everyone's cheesing them, everyone's like solo healing it. You can see that one of the most popular builds right now is just getting like Heart of Darkness, which is also very strong in Mythic plus. We'll talk about this, and getting things like Spouting Spirits, with the default essence build of Vision Perfection Major being used in nearly every single fight, Conflict Strife, Formless Void, or this is on Raving Void, but you can also have Formless Void in it and ERT. Combination of those is going to be really, really strong. And I'm just going to highlight one person in particular, just because they highlight or showcase what every Resto Shaman is doing right now. So if we look at the Ration log, we can look at the top performing Resto Shaman there, and we can see that, you know, again, they're kind of solo healing it or duo healing this. And we just look at the performance or the crit chance. You can see chain heal. You can see this is the default breakdown of Resto Shaman in raiding situations. Chain heal, healing tide totem being top 2, healing tide being so high because of Vision of Perfection if you get really good procs, and all of a sudden you can see the crit chances around 77%. So you can see the crit chance is extremely high. 77% of the time healing tide totem ticks or critting, and the reason why is because everyone in terms of Resto Shamans that are raiding are going heavy crit. So we're looking at 4k plus critical strike. You can see things like, in terms of gearing, you can see extreme amount of severes, all of the enchants going into crit, all of the gems going into crit, also daily navigation being used as the major enchant for weapons, and on top of that using things like logic or Mechagon rings with the proc for healing being very strong. The main logic loop is going to give you like 400 crit on top of it. So this is a good showcase of what every Resto Shaman who's raiding doing right now. Severe stacking. On top of the severe stacking, on top of the crits, you also have Resurgence procs, which are also going to give you some mana back. So severe is the way to go in raids. But what about Mythic plus? In Mythic plus, it's a lot different, because you can see here things like Tidal Waves. Every time you're going to use a Riptide or Chain Heal, you're going to get Tidal Wave. And this is represented as bubbles here. And you can see here that basically if you read the tooltip, critical effect chance of your next healing surge is increased by 45%. Now it's 45% because I have an Azeroth trait that's very mandatory. Turn of the Tide. At least one in Mythic plus is mandatory. This is going to increase it by 5%. The percentage does not stack. So if you have second Turn of the Tide or third Turn of the Tide, that's not going to go to 10-15%. It's going to stay the same, but the healing increase on healing surge is going to be increased. So basically you have 45% crit chance, because you should only use healing surge when you have tidal waves, and on top of that, very mandatory, at least in my opinion, essence. Again, this is not my Mythic plus setup right now. Spirit of Preservation is also going to give you a boost to your healing surge and critical effect chance on your healing surge as well. So all of a sudden I am running this build on my Resto Shaman with 14% crit, and this is not uncommon. A lot of Resto Shamans who are running Mythic plus are going to go between 15-20%, I want to say. There is no special number. All I'm saying is that crit is pretty bad. for Resto Shaman and Mythic Plus. Also because of this, if I apply Flame Shock, my next Lava Burst is always going to be critting on that person. So as long as the enemy has Flame Shock on them, my Lava Burst or Lava Surge procs are always going to be critting on them. So all of a sudden, crit loses a whole lot of value. So you can really stay away from crit if you are trying to do Mythic Plus as Resto Shaman, and I know there's not that many people who are trying to do that anyways, but generally speaking, this is my setup right now. I'm running Twisted Appendage and Versatility. I'm stacking as much Versatility. I have around 40% Versatility. I have Versatility Enchant. I have, again, this is really important. You need to have Conflict and Strife to even think about running Versatility build, because this is going to give you a general consensus around 500 versatility depending on the uptime. So let's go have a look at my Mythic Plus, some of the runs that I logged. Again, they were not really high keys. We ended up pugging on my Resto Shaman when I was doing the versatility build. We ended up going from 16 Toll de Gore to 22 Underrot, all with the help of pugs and with this versatility build. And genuinely speaking, I did not feel terrible in the healing department. I felt like my healing was really strong. I felt like my DPS was improved. I felt like my survivability was insanely good. You have to remember, I was getting something along the lines of 50-60% versatility with my Conflict and Strife procs, with my versatility proc from the weapon, and that basically means I was running with 30% less damage taken. So I was running like Iron Bark on me at all times. So I felt tankier, I was able to deal more damage, I was able to heal more. And let's look at the logs to kind of highlight that. So this is the healing log for my Resto Shaman in one of the Mythic Plus dungeons. Again, I was only able to log a couple of fights, but you can see my healing breakdown. This is your bread and butter as a Resto Shaman in Mythic Plus healing surge. Healing surge is your main component, and in terms of damage, Flame Shock Lava Burst is your main component as well. And look at this, look at the crit chance of my healing surge. I was getting 72% of the time my healing surge were critting. And that's with the fact that I was running 14% crit. So that's why I say that Tidal Waves, Spirit of Preservation, they really boost the critical chance of your heals, on top of the fact that Lava Burst is always gonna crit on a person that has Flame Shock. So now let's go look at some of the juicy healing surge crits. So if you look at my crit chance here, and if you look at I was running with a Guardian Druid, a Poke Tank. If you can see it here, it's really, really small, but look at the critical hit from my healing surge. 459,000. That's how much I was able to crit. Again, mastery takes into effect as well, but I was doing some insane crits with my healing surge. I was also running things like Unleash Life as well, but generally speaking, healing surge was doing the business in my Mythic Plus run. And if I look at the uptime of that run as well, in terms of, again, Conflict and Strife, I was getting 400-500 versatility throughout the whole dungeon. Basically, I was having a really high uptime on this. I was getting around 173 average versatility from my versatile navigation weapon enchant as well. So I was getting a lot of versatility. I was getting a good uptime. This is the most important. Conflict and Strife is really, like I mentioned, really important with this build. You need to have this to run versatility. So what would be the most optimal corruption build? Honestly, I've been looking to get more versatility. I've been looking to stack more versatility. Twisted Appendages end up doing a decent amount of damage because they don't really work with haste, and I don't have a whole lot of haste. So technically, Twisted Appendages was doing a decent amount of work. I am looking to go full versatility build at a certain point. I need to grind more and things like that. I really, really stand behind this versatility build. Honestly, I don't always get hyped up about certain things, but this corruption build has really made my Resto Shaman feel a lot better. Like, look at this. I was running, and this is very, very popular build. Triple Igneous Potential. Very, very popular. Again, I'm running Heart of Darkness on my shoulders. Another really good item to be using, or chest piece to be using from raid, that I definitely recommend everyone to get if you're running Resto Shaman, is the Il'gynoth chest. Il'gynoth chest is going to give you Igneous Potential, is going to give you Heart of Darkness, is going to give you On My Way, which is really important because On My Way is going to be versatility gain and resounding protection. So if you can get Il'gynoth chest, go and get it. Another thing is that I was running the rings, and this is the N'Zoth ring. Very, very good. Haste versatility. Very strong for Mythic Plus. One of the best rings you can get. I was running another ring that gave me versatility or high versatility and mastery. Overseer's Lost Seal, which is very decent, but if you can pick up Waycrest ring is also another really solid option that I was kind of looking into getting. If you can pick up this one, Torn, WoW and Band gives you haste and high versatility, another solid ring that you can put versatile corruption onto. And this will be, or this is my Mythic Plus build right now. I know there's a lot of ways to improve it, but if you can see it, every single piece, or at least weapon, I would like to get Drestakar's Flash of Insight weapon. That's another thing that I'm looking for. But if you look at it, every single piece has versatility on it, and it has to. Every single piece has to have versatility on it because your neck and your cloak doesn't have it. In terms of trinkets, Peerless Alchemy Stone, very good option, gives you versatility. I am considering changing 120 Intellect Gem to Versatility Gem as well. I haven't gone around this. There is multiple ways I can improve this gear, but generally speaking, Alchemy Stone, and I really like the Forbidding Obsidian Claw. Very, very strong because the amount of damage it gives you. Like if you really think about my setup with triple Igneous potential, again, I could optimize my Azeroth in some way. Triple Igneous, I was running Crucible of Flame, Major, Conflict and Strife, Spirit of Preservation, Vitality Conjurant. I swap around some of my minors in terms of Vitality Conjurant. I was running this build with Obsidian Claw, all into a lot of DPS with Twisted Appendages, and I didn't have much issues keeping up people in 20, 21 keys, 22 keys. I didn't have a lot of issues. And my DPS was pretty decent. I was running around 30 plus K DPS. So I feel that this build is really, really strong in Mythic Plus right now. And I really recommend it if you're a shaman who's doing Mythic Plus. If you want to get an overall good build for all content out there, PvP, Mythic Plus and raids, versatility is a very strong option. If you're a Resto Shaman who only does raids and wants to get the best HPS, best output out there as Resto Shaman, crit stacking or severe stacking in raids is going to be the best way to go, purely because getting crit is going to be easier than getting versatility. So I hope this video has helped you out, because I'm very excited about where Resto Shaman is in Mythic Plus with versatility build. And I know that sounds crazy because a lot of people will put you down as Resto Shaman going into Mythic Plus. What are you doing? And things like that. But I genuinely think Resto Shaman versatile build is an extremely fun and a strong healer. And it kind of makes you super tanky as well. Try it out, guys, if you're pushing Mythic Plus. Let me know how you feel about this video. Let me know if you have any more tips about how to get extra versatility or squeeze in more versatility in there. If there's any pieces that I missed out on, let me know, guys. Thank you for watching, and please do subscribe to help out the channel, and I'll see you in my next guide.